Yo, let's recreate this product inventory form in Google Sheets. Let's go. So, what you need is a Google account. So, if you don't have one yet, please create or sign up. Or if you already have, please sign in. And then, once you are able to log in, go to this icon here, the Google Apps, scroll down and look for sheets, or simply go to this URL and then click the plus icon, so you'll be able to start a new spreadsheet. And then rename the spreadsheet product inventory form. So I already have one here. So let me just delete this. So I already have my existing sheet. I'm just going to use this one. So product inventory form, and then insert two sheets and rename it form. And the other one is database. So in your database, enter product ID, product name, product description, price, and quantity as column headers for column A to E. Now on your form, so in row 2, enter product inventory form as the title. And then in column C, starting from row 5, are the title of our um, form fields. So in column C5, enter product ID. Cell C7 is product name. Cell C8 is product description. Column C9 is price. Column C10 is quantity. So to insert these buttons, just go to insert, then here, and go to shapes. Then choose the rectangular with round brackets. And then type in the button name, then center. Change the color. And then right click, copy, then save and close. And then insert again, then paste. Then just change the color and the title of the buttons. So repeat the same steps for the update and clear button. So I'm just going to delete this. And then, so for the coding, let's go to extensions and then upscript. In your end, it will say untitled project. Rename it inventory form and delete the default function that is written on your project editor. And the first line of codes that we will be doing is declaring global variables. So we will be calling the active spreadsheet, or simply the spreadsheet that we are working with, and then storing it in the variable sh. And then in our active spreadsheet, let's call the sheet form. So we will store it in sh form variable, so as the database in variable shdb. And then the first function that we will be creating is the one for adding a new item or add new product. So for simplicity, let's just name it add new product. And then this is the line for creating the product ID automatically. So we will be using the last row used as our product ID. And then we will be getting the values from our form. So that's going to be from cell D7 to D10. And we will be storing the values to a variable which we are calling rng underscore val. So let's now, after storing them, let's just delete this. So let's save the product ID and all the values from the form in our database sheet. So let's call database sheet and then append row and insert these values. And then we are going to display a pop-up message saying new product saved. And then this one, so the first number or the number in the first bracket, um, it represents the first row, and then the second is the first column. So in an array, the index starts with 0. So for example, let's say QUR, let's just slug and our stock is 10. And then let us display the values here first. Let me just comment this. Let me show you how it looks like in the back end. So our values are stored as an array when we was it saved on, so let's just delete this one, it was saved. So here is this is basically having 4 rows as you can see in our form. So row 1, 2, 3, 4. But in an array, it starts with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this range val 0, 0 inside square brackets. So meaning access the value in the first row and first column. And that is the product name value, which is square. And then here, so again in our range val, access the, now this is the second row, column 0 or column 1. So row 2, so this is just one column which starts with 0 as well. And that's the sample DSC or description. So same goes with range val 2 and range val 3. So let as remove the comment and then copy the title of the function, then go back to form and then right click, go to assign script. So I already have that. Add new product, click OK. So again, from our database, it's empty. And let's click add. New product save. Then let's check our database. So it was recorded successfully. Next is let's go to or let's create the search function. First, let's go back to our form. Here in our cell C5, let's create a hidden value. So we will be entering a formula or function or formula match. And then our search key would be the product ID. And we will be searching that in column A. And search type 0. Now, if it displays error, meaning if there's no match, display 0 as a default value. So what does it do? The match formula returns the row where we can find the search key, in which in our case is the product ID. So for example, I will enter product ID 1. So this formula should return row 2. So let's try and hit enter. So it's in row 2. So we're just going to hide that. Let's change the font color to white. And then, so the value of that cell, let's store that in a variable called row num. So again, if the value of cell E5 is 0, let's display a message saying no records found. Otherwise, let's get the product data. So from our database sheet, let's go to range. So the row number and start with column 2, which is this one. Let me just fix the So going back, once we're able to get the row number where the product ID is found in the database sheet, so access that range. So here, product ID is in row 2. So this is the row num. Start with column 2, which is column B, and then just one row, and then ends in the 4th column. So that is here up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So get this value and save it to a variable called data. And then basically we will transfer this value from our database to our form. So once I click search, it should display the value here. Let me just delete this data here. And also, as you've noticed, the format of the data is in a row format, but in the form, we should be able to display that in a column format. So like from left to right, you should be able to display it from top to bottom. So in upscript, there's no direct code for the transpose function or formula. So we'll be using a for loop. So we may discuss this further in the future. But so basically, we will be transforming this variable into this format where it has like the row and column indices, and then saving it to an array called trans, short for transpose. And then let's print the values stored into trans variable on the sheet form. So let's go back to sheet form here and get range row 7. So here row 7, column start with column 4. So column 4 is column D. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, and then 4 rows but 1 column. So basically that's just it. From range D7 to D10, and set the values to the data that we're able to get from the database. So let's try to add another item just so we have two products in our database. And then, so let's try one, hit enter. By the way, so just click save and then copy the search function, the name. Right click the search button, click this three dots, assign script, paste the name, click OK, and then let's click search. There you go. And then for product ID number 2, for example, search. There you go. Cool. Now let's go ahead and do the script for or code for updating the product. Basically, this is almost the same for add new product. So, but we will be using the map function. And so we will not be discussing this further for now. And let me just show you what it looks like in the back end. So it doesn't have like the like this one. So let's just control Z. So again, from our form sheet, we will be getting the hidden value from cell E5, and then save the value of our range D7 to D10. So for example, I'll be changing the price to $10. So save the new value, and then like we will be adding additional description. Then stock would be 12. And then once we're able to save that to a variable called rng underscore val here, let's go to or so once we're able to save that to our variable, which is the rng val, save it to our database sheet. So that is again, so row num. So in our case, this should be our variable row num should be 3, and then column 2, just one row up to the fourth column. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And save the new value, which is the RNG val, and display a pop-up message if the product was successfully updated. And click save, copy the name, right click update, assign script, and paste the function name, click OK. And let's see, product updated. Then let's check from our database. So it was successfully updated. Now to clear our form, so let's just name it function clear. So in our form, get range D5 from here to here and clear content. So just copy again the function name, right click the button, assign script, paste OK, and click clear. And yes, that's it. And if you find this tutorial helpful, please like and subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye bye bye.